Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry, and as we get into tonight's video review, I want to look at the crypto markets for just a bit with you because I believe that they can be a helpful metric as far as risk on, risk off is concerned in equities. And another big piece of this puzzle is really the detachment that we have seen from what was a relationship with the dollar. So just as dollar-denominated assets go, as the dollar rises, usually we're going to see that putting pressure on Bitcoin. But as you can see over the past 3 sessions, the dollar has been moving essentially straight up. And then the 2 majors, the only ones that I track because they offer futures contracts, but here in Bitcoin has also been straight up for those 3 days. And then if we move over into Ethereum, it is more of the same. So a few of the things that I wanted to show to you, and even if you just want to study the squeeze and the pattern of the chart, you have reason to look at this because you're above the 21 EMA. So that is one thing that I like to set up and think, I want to trade that in the direction of that daily mean. So right now that moving average is moving from lower left to upper right. And that's how I like to try to participate in what I am thinking will be a directional move that is provided by the squeeze. Now, the thing to understand inside this is that for the most part, the setup will remain intact back into that daily mean. So I'm showing this to you here on Thursday afternoon. You could come down into just above 1500, and that would really be the spot to buy it. So if you're buying it right here, you need to know how much of a pullback you may need to tolerate. And that's one way that I would look at it. You can see that it starts to show symmetry, or just analysis of previous corrections in relationship to the correction that would be. You could even take this concept further. Notice how today prints a higher high up above this value that you saw on the 2nd. If we want to work with a pattern of higher highs and higher lows that constitutes a bullish trend, that's one way you can do it. Now that would offer support all the way back at those lows, but that still would have the potential for putting in a higher low, and maybe that bid would come from the 200-day simple moving average. So that's one way of looking at it. And if you feel like that's too much leniency, you might be able to define your strategy a little bit, with a little bit less risk. But let me show you one other reason why I think this is a setup worth studying, not just because of the daily squeeze, but also because of the gap that we saw back here from the 13th. And then when you move over the weekend into the 17th, I show you this in Bitcoin first, because was this not the huge area of psychological resistance that everyone thought would fail? Right? That from here, the crypto markets would roll back over, and 20,000 was the resistance in Bitcoin. Well, the gap clears that large psychological value, and you've never pulled back to it. So I think that gap was a catalyst. I think that gap starts to, drive a little bit of that momentum. Again, we see that here in its smaller counterpart, but that's part of what leaves me thinking, again, gap here, back down into that zone. Let's see if this squeeze can fire over the course of the next several sessions, and I'll keep that in rotation with you guys. So I hope that's helpful. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you in the next free video. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com, and I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.